following live stream is a special presentation of the Wildcat Network, Wildcat Broadcasting Club, and USD 312.
Hello, this is Coach Lonnie Paramore, the head boys varsity coach at Haven High School.
Hello, I'm Coach Roper.
We're welcoming you to the Wildcat Network.
You are tuned in to the Wildcat Network. Enjoy watching the Cats. Go Cats.
It's game time!
Oh yeah, baby! Hey, she hit the buzzer beater!
And what was that?
Way downtown!
Check that mic, make sure it sound right, boy.
For three, get that one to go in! Ladies and gentlemen, Wildcat Nation, get up on your feet!
This is a recording.
And welcome to Haven High School, home of the Roaring Wildcats. And it is home of the first round of sub-state action here in the Nickerson region. It's one game tonight, but it's a big one as your Haven Wildcats will go up against the Wichita-Trinity Knights. All right, big rundown of thank yous and stuff for those who are helping out tonight. We've got Connor Keener and Chase Nelson. They're working that sideline camera right there. I've got Ethan Carter. He's up here, and then of course I've also got some help from Tabby Bogart as well. But also, it's been a while since he's been on to hear the very, very beginning. But it is none other than the one, the only, Garrett Reese. How you doing tonight, Garrett?
Really good. Ready to get this game underway and get going.
It's going to be a big one. It's sub-state, so we forego the whole thing of looking forward to the next game and all that. It's one and done. I mean, you win, you go. You lose, you don't continue on to Nickerson. You stay at home.
Yeah, it's big. It's win or go home. You lose, your season's done just like that. I mean, a lot of these players remember their first day of practice. I mean, the middle of November is when most of these players started practice, and all of a sudden it's just possibly the end of their season tonight. It just goes by so quickly.
So to give you guys a quick rundown, we've got a little over 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to go here. Let's take a look at the bracket. There we go. That's what I'm thinking of here. And here's the bracket right now. All right. Of course, what you're watching is the number 4, number 5 game here between Haven and Wichita-Trinity. Fairly similar in records and all that. Winner goes on to play against Nickerson or Cheney, the winner of that game over in Nickerson. And I mean, if you do look forward, it's gonna be a tough road ahead because Nickerson is at home and Cheney's number 1 in the state.
Yeah, it's because Nickerson obviously has the home field, the home court advantage since the sub-state's at Nickerson. And Nickerson's not nearly as a tough as opponent as Cheney, so I mean, but they can still put up a fight. So whoever wins this game is going to have a tough next game, either whether it's Cheney or Nickerson that they go up against.
All right, we're going to take a quick look as well at how our Cats have been doing here. These last 7 to 8 games here, 13-7. That's their record this season, and I think that they're going to want to eliminate that the last 2 home games, especially that last game that we saw last Tuesday night against Heston. Anything that sticks out?
Yeah, the last 2 times they've been at home were tough losses. I mean, that Pratt game, they started out slow, but they were able to close the gap late and give Pratt kind of a scare, but they ultimately fell to Pratt in that game. And then we obviously have the big Heston loss on senior night, which is really tough to lose on senior night. But Heston's a really good opponent, so it was a hard game for Haven. So hopefully the third game on their home court, hopefully they can come out with a win and keep their season going.
And let's look at Wichita-Trinity Academy here, 12-8. So again, not that much different from our own record. And right now they're on a winning streak at this moment here. But that could change tonight. I mean, winning you go on, and lose you go home.
Yeah, they're 2 out of their last 3 wins have been by the exact same score, 59-54. So 2 out of their last 3 games have been close against Medicine Lodge, and then they won by a good margin against Garden Plain, and then another 59-54 win against Kingman, who is a worthy opponent. So we'll have to see how well Wichita Trinity can come out tonight.
All right, so
to welcome everyone to
so we're going to go ahead and give it over to the PA here and let you guys enjoy the rest of the start here. So,
your hometown, Haven Wildcats. At this time, I'd like to invite everyone to please stand for the singing of the national anthem by the Wildcat Singers under the direction of Riley King. And now for your starting lineups. Starting with the Trinity Knights. A 6'1" senior, number 1, Dylan Lear. For the Wildcats, a 5'5" freshman, number 5, Nash Ray. For the Knights, a 5'10" senior, number 3, Trey Buckner. For the Wildcats, a 6'6" senior, number 13, Dalton Schraub. For the Knights, a 5'9" senior, number 11, Landon Green. For the Wildcats, a 6' senior, number 15, Trayton Yoder. For the Knights, a 6'3" senior, number 14, Alexander Kristen Westgard. For the Wildcats,
all right, I guess we have a little bit of technical difficulties, but the last one for the Knights here is number 15, Harvey Zimmerman. And for your Haven Wildcats, it's our own number 23, TJ Miller. Coach for the Trinity Academy Knights is Josh May, assistant coach Jesse May, and Brendan Weathers. The Haven High School coach is Lonnie Paramore, assistant coach Ron Dale, and Grant Ray. And here we go. Garrett, I know you're ready. I know I'm ready. I know that the people at home are ready. Come on, say it loud, say it proud, because guess what time it is? It's game time! The Haven Wildcats will go up against the Wichita-Trinity Knights. This one's going to be a big one, isn't it, Garrett?
Yes, win or go home. Losing, your season's over.
All right, and the Wildcats start off with first possession. Here is your roster, and once again here, DJ Miller, he's got it. He's going to give it over to Dalton Schrog. He got blocked in the first one, but the second one falls in, and the first 2 points will go for the Wildcats. Schrog. All right, and there's a look at the Wichita-Trinity Knights here in their roster as they've got the ball here. And now let's go ahead and send it over to our main look there. That's number 15, Zimmerman. He missed on that long three-pointer, and now it's picked back up by number 3. He goes for his three-pointer, and he'll sink the first points for the Knights. That is Trey Buckner.
For 3.
And that's something Haven's going to have to eliminate, because that's something that hurt him again in the game against Heston. Heston shot a lot of threes and was able to make a lot of threes, and Haven fell behind early, so that's going to have to be a key part on defense that Haven's going to have to focus 20, on as Brant Sipe finishes easily underneath the basket there.
1 point lead right now for the Wildcats here. All right, it is Buckner who has it. He passes it all the way over to number 11, Green. Now it is number 14, Westgard. Now it's Green. And he's double teamed, and that one got out of his hands. And they say it was last touched by the Knights, and the Wildcats will be the benefactor of that turnover. All right, it is Trayton Yoder now. Now it's Nash Ray who has it. He gives it over to DJ Miller. They've got to get it over the line, and they do. They took a long time to cross that midcourt stripe. Dalton Schrog, he's going to go up. He's going to go and get that one to fall in. 13, and now the Wildcats will have a three-point possession.
And a good start here in the first minute and a half for the Wildcats.
Buckner, he's got it. He's being defended by everybody. Now it's all the way over to number 14. They pass it back over to number 15, Zimmerman. Now it's back over to Buckner. Now it's number 14, Westgard, and he almost loses that. Now he drives, he gives it back over to Buckner, and they're trying to find a shot, and they get that one. That one's a miss. That one's picked back up by Buckner. And he's right underneath the basket on no man's land, basically. And I think they called a reach in. No, they call a foul, or they call a turnover there on the Knights.
Yeah, I believe they called a 3-second violation on Trinity.
Yeah, Buckner was in there basically in no man's land. He had everybody guarding him right underneath the basket there.
Yeah, he got his own rebound after that missed shot, but then he couldn't find anyone to pass it to.
It is Nash Ray. Now it's over to DJ. Now it's Brant Sipe. Sipe goes up, and they're going to call a foul. And he'll get that one to fall in, and he'll go to the line for the and one opportunity.
Good move there by Brant. Good shot there to get the shot to fall in.
Number 11.
While absorbing all that contact.
His first team foul.
Sipe will miss on that one. It's picked up by DJ Miller, and he tried to get it back into Sipe, but it was taken away by Harvey Zimmerman. Passes it over. Now it's number 11. He's going to give it back to Zimmerman. Zimmerman all the way over to number 1. Now it's Buckner, and that one's a miss on that one. So now that one gets tipped out, and they're saying that it is the Knights' ball.
Checking in for the Knights, number 20. Matt.
And it seems like they did get the PA announcer's mic fixed.
I was ready to step in. I think the entire gym could still hear me. All right, Buckner has it. And a foul is called, and I think that one's going to go on Nash Ray. It'll be the first one for Haven.
Fouls on number 5, Nash Ray, his first team foul.
It's the first round of sub-state, and it's right here in Wildcat country in Haven, Kansas. Buckner gets that one. He misses on the shot here. But yeah, we can't stress this enough. Win or go home.
Which in this case, home for Haven isn't very far.
No.
But still, you don't want to, because that means your season's over, and you don't want that to happen.
That one rolls away. Brant Sipe was almost able to pick that one back up. Now it's going to be 2-on-2 here. Buckner, he tries to go 1-on-1. Foul is called there. Yeah, and if you win for Haven, you're in rival territory because it's all the way over Nickerson.
Second team foul.
And we know no love loss over there. Buckner misses on the first shot.
Now Haven Nickerson has always had a big rivalry. So if Haven wins, they're going over into enemy territory.
And Buckner scores or gets half of the free throws. Now you may be wondering what happened with the girls. The way that things are scheduled, Monday night is for the guys, and Tuesday night's for the girls. Dalton Straw goes up, and he gets that to go in.
Number 13, Dalton Straw.
So tomorrow night, even though it's the same team, the Lady Cats will be over at Wichita-Trinity, and they'll be playing over there.
So if you're able to, go out and support the girls because they'll need it tomorrow. Just like the girls are supporting the guys tonight, the girls will need their own support tomorrow night for their big game.
Grant Sipe was able to get a hand in there, and that one's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Haven.
Wildcats, number 45, David Yoder, and number 11, Gatlin Reinhardt. For Dalton Straw and Trayton Yoder.
The inbound here, number 15, Zimmerman. He gives it over to Buckner. Now it's all the way over to Westgard. Westgard is going to give it back over to Buckner. Now it's Zimmerman. Now it's down to number 20, Lear. Buckner with the long three, miss on that one. And now it's Westgard once again. That one is now being passed around. It's back to Buckner. That one's off center there. And now the Wildcats will come up with it.
And I'm noticing early on number 3, Trey Buckner, he likes to shoot that three, so Haven will always have to know where he's at.
Oh, and Nash Ray hits the front of the iron there, so no go on his three-point attempt. Westgard now it's Zimmerman. He goes for the long-distance three. That one's a miss, and that one's going to roll away. And they'll call it a backcourt violation there. Yeah, this is going to be our last broadcast for this season. So should the guys and or the girls win, I mean, we're going to advocate for you guys to go out to Nickerson and watch those games. It's not too far away. So so make enemy territory feel a little bit more like home. Scramble and a scrum there, and the Wildcats were able to keep control of the ball here. DJ Miller, long distance three, and a miss on that one. Oh man! And right now we're at a 10 to 4 difference here. The Wildcats have the lead, the 6-point advantage here, with 2:45 left to go in this first quarter. All right, it is currently Westgard who has it. He passes it all the way over to Zimmerman. Now it's over to number 20, Lear. Lear gets that one, he loses it. Nash Ray was the one who picked it up, and now he's going to go ahead and lead the offense over to the other side here. It's Reinhardt, now it's Yoder. Yoder passes it over to Miller. Miller down to Reinhardt, over to Sipe. Sipe goes up and gets that one in.
20,
and if there's ever a man, as we've
Sipe.
said before, that you can trust in the post, it is Mr. Brant Sipe, number 20.
And it's showing right now, as Brent has most of Haven's points right now, and they're all coming from down low in the paint and easy baskets. Haven's able to penetrate Trinity's defense and get the ball down low.
and David Yoder was able to save that one. That one goes out of bounds. Last touch
Checking in for the Wildcats,
by the Trinity
number 13,
Knights.
Dalton Charles. For Brant Syke, also checking in, number 15, Trayton Yoder. In for the Knights, number 1, Dylan Lear, and number 3, Trey Buckner.
DJ Miller, he's got the ball now. He's going to take it across the stripe here. He's directing traffic here. I think there's a bit of miscommunication. Now it's over to Trayton Yoder. Gatlin Reinhardt, he's going to drive it. He's going to give it over to DJ Miller. Miller, he now goes towards the basket, goes up, misses on that shot. And it was picked up by Gatlin Reinhardt. And now Haven will get another opportunity here. Trayton Yoder over to DJ. Now it's over to Reinhardt. And Reinhardt now over to Trayton Yoder. He goes for 3. Oh, ho, 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 ho. I thought that was going to go in too.
I know, I was ready to say it, but it just rolled right out.
Oh, man.
Fouls on number 11, Gatlin Reinhardt, his first third-team foul.
And an offensive foul here for the Wildcats, and it'll be the third one for them here. Buckner, he's got it. That one almost gets tipped out of his hands. Now it's over to Lear. Now it's back to Buckner. Over to Lear. And now they're passing around. It's in the hands of Weimar. That one rolls away. And now the Wildcats will come up with the rebound here. And they've been doing pretty good on that defensive board over there.
Yeah, they have been making sure Trinity does not have second and third opportunities, which is something they struggled with against Heston, is they allowed Heston to get those second and third chance opportunities.
DJ Miller. Oh, and that one bounces off the front of the iron, and it seems like nobody's able to get that three-pointer to go in here.
Now we'll have to see who the first team is that can get a three-pointer to fall in this game.
That one's a long-distance 3, and that's a miss there, picked back up by the Knights. Now it's number 1, all the way over to number 10. That's a long distance 2, miss on that one. Now it's picked up by number 1, and the drought is over here for the Trinity Knights. They were able to get their first point in a while. Countdown is on here, and a foul is called here before we can get to zeros.
And that foul was on number 24, Phelps Weimar. His first and the second team foul for Trinity. As Haven will have 2.1 seconds left to shoot the ball here in the last few seconds of the first quarter.
That one's over to DJ, three-pointer. Oh, man.
I was ready to say it again.
He had it online, but it just did not work out there. However, though, it doesn't matter. The first quarter is over, and your Haven Wildcats right now have a 6-point lead going into the break. And Garrett, what are your thoughts on that first quarter?
This is a better start than the last couple games for Haven in the first quarter, because against Heston, they were down by almost 20 at the end of the first quarter against Heston. So that's a lot better score here at the end of the first quarter. They were able to rebound defensively, not allow Trinity to have second and third opportunities, and they were able to get some shots to go down low, especially in that first quarter, and held Trinity to only 6 points.
6 points. It's still a lead though right now, and we got to see what the coaches are going to be game planning here for the start of this second quarter here. Hey, we're glad that you guys joined us here tonight. It's one singular game, but it's for all the marbles. Yes, there are marbles. I've lost a few in my life, but there are still marbles that are at stake tonight. Oh, man. All right, so we're getting set for this second quarter here. And yeah, this one's going to be a big one here. The Trinity Knights will have first possession here as we start this second quarter off here. It is Zimmerman. Now it's all the way over to Westgard. Westgard is going to pass it all the way over to Buckner. Now it's Westgard. Zimmerman, number 11 now. And he's looking for Buckner. That was Green who had it. Now it's Westgard goes for the three-pointer miss on that one. And there is a lid on that bucket over there.
I think Trinity Academy has been the only team to hit a three, and I think that's been one of their only 2 buckets so far in this game. So there's only been 1 3 made combined between both teams so far.
There's a rugby scrum right there, and it's picked up by Zimmerman. And he's going to give it all the way over to Green here, and that one gets poked out. No, they said that one was an unforced error and a turnover.
And it looked like he was trying to go up with it, but it just slipped right out of his hands.
DJ Miller, now it's over to Nash Ray. Now Trayton Yoder. Yoder to Ray. Now back over to Miller. We've got 2 seniors on the court right now for Haven. And, you know, I mean, this is their last game on home court. What's got to be going through their minds?
A little bittersweet, like all the memories they've made here. And also all the memories, but it's bitter because it's also their last one. So they'll never get to play on this floor as a member of the Wildcat men's basketball team again. So it's bittersweet.
Fouls on number 14.
And for a lot of them, you got to think they don't want this run to end yet.
13 foul.
First one for Dalton Schrog is a make.
Dalton Schrog.
And he goes 2 for 2 at the stripe there. And Dalton Schrog right now, he is sitting at 8 points here after those free throws. And he picks up that one, the loose ball there, but that one, no, they said that it was touched by the Knights before it went back across the half court stripe. Now the Wildcats will have it. Schrog, he had to contest for that one, or he had to fight for that one. And a well-fought 2 points there to get him his 10th point on the night. And a timeout is called by the Knights.
Timeout, Knights.
So right now, Haven's got the 10-point lead here. It's 16-6 here. Thoughts so far?
Good start to the second quarter, like the same for the first quarter, like for Haven. They've gotten they forced some Trinity turnovers, and were able to capitalize on a few of those and score, get some points off those turnovers.
All right, we're going to take a quick break here for a moment. Let's let you guys enjoy the sights and sounds of Wildcat Gymnasium. All right, Buckner has it here as they get it back from the timeout. Now it's over to number 11. And that one's stolen away by Brant Sipe. It's now 2-on-3 here. Sipe goes up. Did not draw the foul. It's picked up back up by Dalton Schrog. He could not get that one to go in, though. It was blocked, and so now the Knights have it once again. Buckner. Oh, and that one gets kicked by Trayton Yoder. And so it'll continue to be Knights basketball.
Knights, number 10, Drew Wittenberger, and number 20, Matt Draper.
Oh my gosh.
And for the Wildcats, number 11.
All right, Buckner. Now it's Zimmerman. Now it's all the way back over to Buckner. They're just passing it, but Buckner goes up for 3 and gets that one to fall in, and that's the first three-pointer in a while here. As many shots as there were from beyond the arc. That's the first one to go in a while.
Yeah, that was the first 3 to go in since the first minute and a half of the game. So it's both teams have been in a drought from 3.
Trayton Yoder Now it's over to Nash Ray. Ray, he gets tripped up. That one's picked up now by the Knights. It's Zimmerman who's going to run all the way across to the bucket, and that one will fall in.
Number 15, Harvey Zimmerman.
And just like that, Haven's lead has been cut to 5.
Nash Ray, he gets that one poked out. He was able to recollect if foul is called, and he'll go to the line.
And it looks like that foul will go against number 3, Trey Buckner.
I believe that's his first of the night, isn't it?
Yep, that's his first and the 4th team foul for Trinity.
And nothing but net on that first one. And he goes 2 for 2 at the line there. 4.5 left to go in this first half of play. Buckner now, he has it. He's going to try to go around 2 defenders here. That one gets poked away, and it's a race to the ball here. And Gatlin Reinhardt tried to get it, but it's picked back up by Trey Buckner. Now it's passed all the way over to Zimmerman for 3. That one's a miss. That one's picked up by Gatlin Reinhardt. Reinhardt gives it over to Yoder. Yoder's going to cut in. He's going to go up. That one's going to be a little bit too much on that one. Now it's Buckner. Now it's over to number 20, Lear. Now it's 10, and that one is a make from 3-point land.
Wurtenberger for 3.
That one was Drew Wurtenberger who had that, and now the Wildcats, they're going to have to change something up here because those threes are starting to fall.
Yeah. And then, as you said, Brant Seid there hits
20,
the 2.
Brant
but Haven
Seid.
can't be trading 2s for 3s here because that Trinity would end up taking the lead before too long if they keep trading 2s for 3s.
Buckner. Now it's over to Westgard. That one's stolen and blocked, and everything is a change of possession. Thank you to Mr. Trayton Yoder. Brant Seid goes up. Miss on that one, and it is picked up by the Knights. And Trayton Yoder tried to poke that one away, but no go on that one. It's Buckner now. And that one's plucked out of the sky by Brant Seid, and now the Wildcats will slow things down. 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Nash Ray goes up, and misses on that one. Passing around long distance on the 3, miss on that shot. That one's picked back up again by number 20, Dylan Lear.
Matt Draper. 30-second timeout, Wildcats.
Okay, I saw 20. They said 23, Matt Draper. Either way, the Wildcats right now are looking at a 4-point lead when earlier they were looking at a double-digit lead, and Coach Paramore has to take the timeout. What do you think he's telling his boys at this moment?
Well, I can kind of read his lips. He's saying pass the ball around, move the ball, kind of slow things down because Haven's starting to force some stuff, and that's causing them to create some turnovers for themselves. They also just need to slow down, and they've also allowed some points on the defensive end. They're allowing some 3s here from Trinity, so they got to make sure they get out on those 3-point shooters.
Is 3 points going to be the story of the night again? We're gonna have to see here. There's still 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in this first half. It's DJ Miller. Now he gives it over to Brant Seid. Now it is Yoder. Back over to Miller. Down to Reinhardt. That one gets poked around, and they said it was last touched by Reinhardt. Now the Wildcats can't seem to get anything to go their way here.
It seems like most of the momentum that Haven had early on is now on Trinity's side. So Haven's got to look to try to get some of that momentum back.
I was going to say that would be a good start right there with Dalton Strong, but it goes out of bounds. Zimmerman inbounds it all the way over to number 24, Weimer. Now it is down to number 10, He loses that one. That one gets poked away again. It's picked up by someone, and it's DJ Miller who's right there. Gatlin Reinhardt. Now DJ Miller. Now over to David Yoder. Yoder to Reinhardt. To Miller. Now it is Dalton Schrog. Schrog trying to find a way in. Gives it over to Miller. Now it's over to Brant Sipes. Sipes double team. Gives it over to DJ Miller. Minute 25 left to go. Reinhardt. Schrog. Miller. Back down to Schrog. Now it's down to Sipe. And a whistle's blown, and they're going to call a foul.
And that foul will go against number 20, Matt Draper, his first, and the 5th team foul.
What was that?
It looked like DJ threw it off the defender's back, which is totally legal as long as DJ gets back in bounds before he touches the ball.
Creative play. You don't see it too often, though. And the offensive shot there does not go in for Trinity, and so now the Wildcats will have it again with less than a minute left to go in this first half.
Yeah, and it's actually a pretty creative play there by DJ because he couldn't find anyone to pass the ball into, so he just threw it off the defender's back, and it worked. It almost worked.
That's what they call knowing the rules. It's now Dalton Schrog. He goes up. He had to fight for that one again.
Number 13, Dalton Schrog.
The postmen, they've got the bruises and the scars to prove the points they make. That one's Zimmerman, and that's a long distance three, and it's just like you said before, you don't want to trade twos for threes. And it seems like that happened there.
And it looks like Haven's going to be content to try to settle for the last shot of the first half. Try to get some momentum back before the end of the half.
10 seconds left. And that one just goes rolling out of bounds. An unforced error there for the Wildcats.
Checking in for the Knights, number 3, Trey Buckner. In for the Wildcats, number 15, Trayton Yoder for David Yoder.
It's a 3-point ball game here, and the Knights can tie it up. They know it too. That one's Buckner miss on that shot, and it's Zeros. They don't tie it up. Your Haven Wildcats will go to the locker room. By the skin of their teeth, they were able to get a 3-point lead out of that one. But you got to be thinking that they know that lead could be bigger. What are your thoughts on that first half there, Garrett?
Yeah, just like you just said, they know that lead could be bigger, but they started to force some stuff, and they created turnovers for them. And then that led to Trinity points, and then Trinity started to warm up from 3, so that's something that Paramore has to talk to them about going into halftime. Make sure they get out on those 3-point shooters because Haven's still looking for their 3-point basket. They have not been able to find a bucket from three-point land so far. So hopefully that'll change coming out of halftime.
How much of a difference does that make? Because how much of a difference is just having one singular game make? No JV. You don't have your underclassmen, warming up in that game. No girls game to start off the night, so you don't get that halftime, and you really just get that one moment to really warm up. How much of a difference do you think that makes?
I don't know if it makes that big of a difference. I mean, they're used to being able to go out at halftime of the girls game and warm up, so it does make a little bit of a difference. Because then you get an extra 7-8 minutes to shoot around. And then you got the 15-minute warm-up period before their game. So they're losing out on 6, 7, 8 minutes of shoot around. But hopefully they can get some shots up here coming out of halftime and be able to hit some shots from 3 coming out of halftime.
All right, speaking of halftime, it's halftime here. We're going to take a break. We'll meet you guys on the other side.
Be ready.
5, 6, 5, 6, 7.
All right, so we've got about a little over a minute and a half left to go here at Wildcat Gymnasium. And Garrett, I want to go ahead and take this time here to give you my appreciation, because I think the first time that you came up here, it was you and Eli Myers doing the Wildcat Classic.
Yeah, one of the
with me.
Wildcat Classic games.
And then ever since then, you've been up here, and my goodness, I mean, you've done a wonderful job all this time. You're going to be going over to K-State, and so I know, if we can make it happen, I would love to continue to have you up here. But I do want to say, it has been awesome to have you up here. I mean, doing it alone, I've learned it once again during the girls' games. It's really hard to be able to bounce off of somebody and all that. But when you're alone, there's no way to bounce off of anybody. But having you up here, it's been awesome. You're so very knowledgeable on the game of basketball. You got me saying bang now up here. I mean, if ever one day we ever have to replace you, those are big shoes to fill.
Starting the second half for the Knights, number one, Dylan
It's been
Laird,
fun these past couple of years, getting
number
to come
11,
up here and do these
Landon,
games,
number 14, Alexander
because I still get to come watch all my friends from high school play. So it's really been fun up here the past couple of years.
Nash Ray, number 13, Dalton Strong, number 15, Trayton Yoder, number 20, Brant
Well,
Clark, number 23, DJ
hopefully it's
Miller.
not over yet.
Hopefully I can come back for a couple games next basketball season, if I can figure out a way around my schedule.
And you're going to K-State, and you're going to do some great things over there. And as I said that, the first possession for the Wildcats there goes, it gets intercepted there. But yeah, I wanted to go ahead and say from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for being a part of this. Once a Wildcat and always a Wildcat, right?
Yep, always. And thank you for having me up here. It's been fun.
Trey Buckner for 3.
Trey Buckner gets the three-pointer here, and it seems like the only team to get three-pointers here at this moment is Trinity, the Knights. It's got to be something that you think that Paramore has talked about in that locker room. What do you think is their game plan for the Wildcats coming out of halftime?
They got to find a way to get more of their shots to fall and figure out a way to limit those turnovers that they had towards the end of the first half. And there's another one there.
And that one's going to be almost an easy ride, but a tough ball.
15,
And
Harvey Zimmerman.
Harvey Zimmerman will get the lead here for the Knights now. And it's their first lead on the night.
15, Trayton Yoder, his second first team foul.
And he'll go to the line here because
Number
Trayton
15,
Yoder
Harvey
fouled on the act of shooting. And that one goes in for Mr. Harvey Zimmerman. First minute into this one, we've just seen into this half, and we've just seen the first lead change here. Nash Ray. Now over to DJ Miller. Now it's over to Brant Sight. Down to Dalton Schrog. Schrog goes up, and that one goes in.
Number 13, Dalton Schrog.
And Schrog's been able to make that happen here, but you got to think here. I mean, Sight's not been able to draw the fouls as he usually has. And blocked there by Dalton Schrog. But Brant Sipes not been able to to draw the fouls like he normally has. DJ, he's been struggling from three-point land here.
Now, which is very unlike him. Usually, he's almost hitting every one of his three-point shots.
That one will go out of bounds. They said it was last touch by Landon Green, and the Knights bench they're up. They don't agree with this.
Now, when the ref pointed in Haven's direction, the entire Knights bench stood up in disbelief and shock.
Nash Ray was able to get around a couple of defenders up and miss on that one, and it is picked up by number 1.
And it was a good spin move there by Nash Ray, but he wasn't able to get the shot to fall.
That one goes in, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Wildcats. 1 point ball game between these two teams here. It's 25-24. And Nash was able to disrupt that pass there. It still will continue to be Knights ball. That one's over to Buckner. Buckner for three, miss on that one, and it's picked up by Nash Ray. He's gonna run down that court there, and now he's gonna be looking for some help, and he gets fouled there. And you got half the court agreeing and half the court disagreeing, but it's a foul nonetheless.
Yeah, and that was on number 11, Landon Green. That's his second personal and the first team foul for Trinity.
Nash trying to get around. He does. He's going to give it over to DJ Miller for three.
Bang! DJ Miller hits his first three of the game and then proceeds to get the steal.
Oh, and we thought that there was going to be another one here for Brand Sipe, but the foul was called on him instead.
And DJ was finally able to hit his first three, and the first three for the Wildcats with a defender's hand right into his face. And hopefully that'll give him some confidence and get him going.
And with that three-pointer, the Wildcats now have a 2-point lead. It's down over to Zimmerman. Zimmerman gives it over to Buckner. Buckner for the three-point of his own. Miss on that one, and it's picked up by Brant Sipe. Sipe will give it over to Nash Ray. He loses his man in a hurry there. DJ Miller for another three. Miss on that one, and it is picked up instead by Westgard. Westgard, he gets around two defenders. Nash Ray gets called on the foul there.
Alexander Westgard.
And they're going to count the bucket here.
Nash Ray, his second, third team foul.
And that foul was on number 5, Nash Ray. That's his second personal and the third team foul for Haven.
I was going to say Nash Ray put on his moon boots for that one.
For the Knights, number 10, Drew Wittenberger. And for the Wildcats,
a lot of changes here right now going on. But it will be Westgard who will go for the old-fashioned three. Miss on that one. And the ball game is tied here. 27-all here with 5 minutes left to go.
And at the beginning, when Haven got that 10, 11-point lead, I thought they were going to grow their lead, but this has been a lot closer game than I thought it was going to be based off the start of it.
It is the 4 and 5 matchup here in this sub-state regional. That one's a three-pointer. That one's a make there for number 10, Drew Wurtenberger.
Drew Wurtenberger for three.
Let's see if Haven can answer a three with a three. Trayton Yoder now has the ball. Now it's Miller, and they're going to call a foul there.
Foul on number 11.
And it'll be on number 11, Gatlin Reinhardt, his second personal, and the fourth team foul for Haven.
An off-the-ball foul. You don't see those too often anymore. The Knights have it. That one gets poked away, picked up by DJ Miller now. Now he'll carry it across the half-court stripe. It's over to Trayton Yoder. Now it's over to Gatlin Reinhardt. Reinhardt now over to Schrog. Schrog. Oh, he tried to give it over to DJ Miller, but that one gets poked away. And now it's the the Knights here who have it. Zimmerman, three. He gets that one to fall.
Number 15, Harvey Zimmerman for three.
And Trinity is really catching fire from three here in this third quarter. And that forces Haven to call a timeout.
And you're hearing right now the student section for Trinity. They're feeling it right now. And you can see right now the Haven student section may want something to cheer about too. T-shirts help. So, okay. This has got to be a crucial timeout here for the Wildcats because, I mean, 3-point after 3-point after 3-point. I mean, what else is it that Haven needs to do right now?
They need to just calm down on the offensive end because they're, again, those turnovers are hurting them right now because then that gives Trinity the numbers all leaking out, and they are able to have numbers and able to score off those Haven turnovers. And then Haven's got to get in those shooters' faces so Trinity can't grow this lead because it's looking like it has been the past couple home games for Haven. Especially against Heston when they let Heston continue to shoot 3 after 3 and make 3 after 3. And that's why Haven got down so quickly against Heston, is they allowed Heston to get so many threes. And this could happen to Haven again if they can't stop Trinity from hitting threes.
And see, that's the kind of analysis that I can't do by myself. So there's Dalton Strong. He'll get 2 to fall in here.
Strong.
And that's what Haven needs to get back to. That's what worked so well for them in the first half, is getting the ball underneath the basket to Dalton and Brant, and they've been able to finish down towards the basket.
Oh, and a lot of swatting at the ball there. Miss on that 3-pointer, and it's Brant Sipe who has it now. Haven with the chance. They're 4 points back. They can be able to get this back within 1, or to about 1, maybe 2. DJ Miller, miss on that one. That one hit the front of the iron, and now it's back in the hands of the Knights. 2.5 left to go. That's a long distance 3. That's a miss. That's picked up by Dalton Strong.
Yeah, and I think that was a little rush shot. That's probably not the shot the Trinity coach was looking for there.
Scatlin Reinhardt, he's got it. He's all the way back in that corner, and it's a foul there. That's going to be on number 14, Alex Kirsten Westgard.
14, Alexander Westgard, his second.
And that's his second personal and the second team foul for Trinity of the second half. The second half.
David Yoder for Gatlin Reinhardt. And Craig Yoder in for the Knights, number 11, Landon Green for Philip Weimer.
That one's Dalton Strong, gives it over to Nash Ray. He goes up. That one's blocked. And now that one gets tipped away, and now it's back into the hands of Nash Ray, but they're going to call a foul there.
Looks like the foul will go against number 20, Dylan Lear.
Fouls on number 20, Matt Draper, his second.
Oh, excuse me, Matt Draper. And that's his second and the 13 foul for Trinity.
For Matt Draper. Also checking in for the Knights, number 3, Trey Buckner.
Yeah, on our programs here, it says Dylan Lear for 20, but they are saying it's Matt Draper. DJ Miller just deked the guy out of his shoes, but he gets that one blocked there, and he'll commit the foul.
Yeah, that was a good crossover move. He broke that guy's ankles down there, but then he tried to go in and draw the foul, but he got blocked on the offensive end.
It is Buckner who has it here. Less than 2 minutes left to go in this third quarter. Number 11, Green. Now it's back over to Buckner. Now, timeout is called before that one should go out of bounds there. And so it's a timeout on the Knights. They have 3 left, and so do the Wildcats here. And so right now, I mean, it's a tight ball game. The two teams have been able to see the lead here periodically, but the Wildcats right now, they're back on this one. I mean, like they're 4 points back here. What do you think Paramore's using this timeout for?
Definitely to calm them down, make sure they're regrouped on the defensive end, and make sure they can get some shots up and get some shots falling on the offensive side.
How tough is it to get these players to calm down?
I mean, a lot, especially in a game as high stakes as this one. I mean, it's win or go home. Losing your season's over. So some guys can get pretty frustrated, and it's hard to calm them down.
Number 1 down to number 14, Westgard. He gets that one to go in.
Alexander Westgard.
6 points now is the difference. Nash Ray, he's got it. He's going to try to get around number 11 here. Now it's all the way over to DJ Miller. Back over to Nash Ray. He still has Green on him. Now it's Brant Sipe. Sipe, that one gets kicked out of bounds there. So the Wildcats will retain possession.
Number 15, Harvey Zimmerman. For Drew Wertenberger.
Yoder, Miller. Now it's Ray. Now it's back over to DJ Miller. He gives it over to Yoder. Yoder back over to Miller. Down to Sipe. Sipe goes up. Sipe gets that one to fall in.
Sipe.
And a good find there by DJ to find a wide open Brant Sipe underneath the basket.
That one's down to Green. Now it's over to Zimmerman. He goes for the 2-pointer miss on that one as it hit the back of the iron. That one gets picked back up anyways, but by Green. It does not go in. It's picked up by Schrog, and about 35 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Yoder now. Now it's Miller. Nash Ray. 25 seconds left to go, and they're going to hold this one back a little. Ray, he's going to drive, and a foul is called, and that's going to go on the Knights.
And that'll go against number 11, Landon Green.
Fouls on number 11.
And that's his third and the fourth team foul for Trinity.
DJ Miller got the inbound. Now it's Brant Sipe. 15 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Nash Ray. They can be able to cut this back to 1 here. Miller, distance, miss on the shot. Picked up by Yoder. He goes up, and that one will fall in.
David Yoder with the 2.
And the Wildcats were able to get this one back to 2. And guess what, everybody? It's fourth quarter, but this is about as close as you can get.
Yeah, and a good rebound there by David and a good shot to put it back up and get that one to fall and cut the lead, Trinity lead to 2 entering the fourth quarter.
Quick look at the scoreboard here. Not a lot on fouls here, but Haven's about 2 away from sending Trinity to the bonus. Trinity is 3 away from doing the same for Haven. So we haven't seen too many fouls here tonight. A lot of turnovers though, but I mean, we still got 8 minutes left to go in this one. Anything can happen.
Yeah, this will be an interesting 8 minutes. I mean, it could be the last 8 minutes of one of these teams' seasons. So you've got everything to play for. You got to lay it all on the line here in these last 8 minutes.
All right, guys. We are 24 minutes into this one. We've got 8 minutes left to go in this first round of Sub-State. And if you are a fan of any of these 2 teams here, you've got to be on your feet because 2 points is what separates them. Buckner. They pass it around here. Now it's Zimmerman. Now it's back over to number 1. Blocked by Brant Sipe. Picked back up by Buckner. Long distance 3. Miss on that one. And it's picked up by Nash Ray here. 7.5 left to go. And Ray right now not going to look at the scoreboard. I mean, they could tie it up. They could take the lead here. DJ Miller over to David Yoder. Over to Nash Ray. Now it's down to Brant Sipe. Now that one gets poked away there, and it is picked up by Trey Buckner. Buckner. Now it's over to Green. Westgard. Zimmerman. And timeout. No, foul. Sorry, foul is called. And that one's on Brant Sipe.
And that's only Brant's first, so he's not in any kind of foul trouble yet. And that's a 16 foul for Haven.
Buckner has it off the inbound. He just goes up for the casual 3, miss on that one. It's a race, and it's picked up by DJ Miller. He's got 2 on him, and now it's over to Nash Ray. And Nash Ray will slow things down. They've got time. It's 2 points that separates these two teams. DJ Miller. Now over to Ray once again. Brant site. Miller. They're passing it around. It's now in the hands of David Yoder. And now it's back in to reset with Ray. And a timeout is called here. No, my apologies. That's not a timeout. The whistle's blown. I think they're calling a foul here.
An offensive foul on DJ. I didn't see what he did, so I'm not sure what happened. That's his third, so he's got to start being careful here because Haven can't afford to lose him. They can't afford to have him foul out and lose him for the rest of this game.
He's their three-point man from beyond the arc. And you're right. I mean, in a game right now where 3 points could be the difference maker. That one was a miss there by number 10. You can't lose the guy who can shoot him from beyond the arc. Nash Ray. 2 minutes gone on this one here. We've got 6 minutes left to go. DJ Miller now down to Dalton Schrog. Schrog is now trying to cut in, and he gets tripped up, and a foul will be called.
And that foul will go against number 3, Trey Buckner. And that's his second. And the 15 foul for Haven, or for Trinity.
15 foul. In for the Wildcats, number 15, Trayton Yoder for David Yoder.
Trayton Yoder goes in for David Yoder. Now it is Nash Ray who has it. He gives it over to Sipe. Sipe with the turnaround, and that one falls in.
And a good turnaround jumper there by Brant to tie this game.
35 to 50, or not 55, 35 to 35. I can't count apparently. But I'm getting goosebumps here. I mean, neither way you look at it, 0 points separate these two teams. It's going to be a good one here. 5.5 left to go. In regulation. Let's start saying regulation because anything can happen. Sight picks up on the steal. It's all the way over to Schrog. Schrog goes up and in it goes!
13, Dalton Schrog. Assisted by Nash Ray.
And that was a good pass there by Nash to find Dalton cutting to the basket hard.
I think that's the closest that we're going to get Dalton Schrog to dunk on these streams here. And a foul is called.
I think in his mind, in the back of his mind, he wanted to dunk it, but the safe one was to get the 2 easy points there.
Fouls on number 13, Dalton Schrog, his first.
And that last foul was on number 13, Dalton Schrog. That's only his first. And the 8th team foul for Haven.
And that one will go in. It's the 1-and-1s here, and it is currently number 20, Matt Draper, who's shooting them. He misses, splits the 1-and-1, and now the Wildcats have a 1-point lead with 5 minutes left to go. And you're right. I mean, Paramore is going to praise, praise buckets and not show as DJ Miller gets called on the travel. So better to get the bucket than to go for the dunk and miss it.
Yeah.
Buckner, he's got it. That one's passed around here. It's Zimmerman now back over to Buckner. He thought about the 3. He'll cut in. And now he gives it back over to Zimmerman. Zimmerman is now passed it over to number 10, Green. Not Green, sorry, Wertenberger. Now it's back over to Buckner. Buckner goes up. That one is in, and a bucket's called, and a foul is called too.
Buckner. Fouls on number 20, Brant Sipe. His second 8-9 team foul.
And that foul was on number 20, Brant Sipe, and that's his second. And the 9th team foul for Haven.
3, Trey Buckner.
And Buckner misses on that one. It's going to be back in his hands, though. He passes it. It's over to Wertenberger. Now that's a miss on the long-distance shot. And the Knights will still continue to have it here. Zimmerman, Buckner. Buckner now, he's going to cut in. He's going to try to drive it. And that gets poked out of his hands. And Sipe was just saying thank you to that one. And now Nash Ray will have it. It is still a 1-point lead, but it's the other side. It's the Knights who have it here.
And it's getting physical down there, too.
Oh, yeah. Nash Ray down to Schrag. Now it's back over to Trayton Yoder. Yoder to Miller. Now it's Sipe. That one. Oh, and there's miscommunication. And right now Haven's on a 3-on-5 there. And a foul is called.
And a charging foul. And it'll be an offensive foul as Haven did not have numbers because they had 2 players down on the other end. So Trayton did a very good job of taking that charge and not letting Trinity get the easy basket because Trinity had a 5-on-3 opportunity there. And that last foul was on number 14, Westgard, and that's his 3rd, and the 16th foul for Trinity.
Nash Ray, he has it. Yeah, that. You know, Haven got into that 2-man disadvantage because both Nash Ray and Brant Sipe had a bit of miscommunication and ran right into each other. And the whistle's blown. And they're calling a foul there.
And that foul will go against number 14, Westgard, and that's his 4th and the 17th foul for Trinity. So Westgard will have to be careful here not to pick up his 5th foul.
This one to tie it. Dalton Schrag gets it back to 38 all here with 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Now this one for the lead. Miss on that one, and so we're at 38. Both teams in the bonus. So any and all defensive fouls will be sending the other team to the line. Buckner, he's got it now. He thought about the 3-pointer. Now he gives it over to Zimmerman. Now it's down to number 1. All the way over to Zimmerman. Now back to Buckner. He's double teamed here. Now it's number 10, Wertenberger. Now it's back over to 1. Now Zimmerman. Haven with that suffocating defense here at the moment. That one's a 3. That one hit the front of the iron and no good. And Haven made that defense work for them that time. They've got the ball. It's still even. Haven could take the lead on this possession.
And that defensive stop was huge for Haven, not to let Trinity score and take the lead.
And the whistle is blown here.
As Dalton
check again for the Wildcats.
Looks like his ankle, and that's not good if you're the Wildcats. You need him out there. So hopefully he can get out there pretty quick. He can get back out there pretty quick.
Janet Miller will give him a look over here, and we'll see what's going to happen. I've had those ankle injuries before. They hurt. Nash Ray, and they're going to call a travel on him. Bit of a slide on the foot there, and they'll catch it every time.
And number 14, Westgard, will check back in for Trinity. And remember, he has 4 fouls, so he has to be careful not to pick up that 5th and final foul.
And as you see in the bottom corner of your screen, Dalton Schrag is still walking on his own power. So we'll see if he's able to come back in. 2 minutes left to go in this one. And a timeout is called here.
30-second timeout, Knights.
30-second timeout by the Knights. We're going to take a quick timeout as well. Guys, strap in. It's going to be a wild minute and 55 seconds. We'll see you guys on the other side of this timeout. All right, big shout out to all 87 of you guys watching here right now. We're happy that you guys have made us part of your night here. You're watching a barn burner of a of a basketball game here. Trayton Yoder Well, he disrupted the pass, and a foul is called anyways, though. And the Wildcats will be the beneficiary of this one.
And that foul will go against number 3, Trey Buckner.
Trey Buckner, his third.
And that's his third.
Foul.
And the
At
8th team foul for Trinity.
Number 15,
And number 15, Treyton Yoder, will go to the line for the 1-and-1.
And the first one will fall in for Treyton Yoder. And he goes 2 for 2. Clutch free throws right there to give Haven the 2-point lead.
And as you see, as the bottom left of your corner, Dalton Strog is back at the scores table, so it is good to see him able to check back in.
And a jump ball, and Haven once again will get the benefit of this one here. And Dalton Strog will run right back in. And
in for the Knights.
Right now, Haven's got a bit of momentum going for them.
To Drew Wertenberger.
Like I said, a barn burner. Strap yourselves in for this one.
And it is good to see Dalton Strog back in because he is a crucial part of this Haven offense and defense.
Oh, Nash Ray, he got that one. He's being triple teamed at the moment here. And a timeout is called.
30-second timeout, Wildcats.
And Haven will still have 2 timeouts after this one.
Minute and 22 left to go, and right now Haven has the 2-point lead. And, you know, we saw it in the first quarter. It was a double-digit lead by Haven. The Knights came back into this one, and then now it's just been a knockout, drag-out fight between the two teams. I don't know. What are your thoughts as we go into this final minute and a half?
It's going to be definitely a crazy minute and 22 seconds. You can't, if you're Haven, you cannot allow Trinity to hit any more threes the rest of this game because that's how Trinity was able to get back into this game is their threes because most of their points have come from beyond the arc. So if you're Haven, you cannot allow Trinity to hit a 3 here. And you also need to get you got to get points here on this offensive possession if you're Haven.
DJ Miller gets the inbound here. He's going to have to contest against Buckner. He just drives it, goes up, and goes in.
DJ Miller.
DJ, play that back. Oh, my goodness. That was all him. He just ran roughshod through that defense. And now a block by Brad Sipe, and the Wildcats will continue to have possession with less than a minute left to go. And a foul is called. No, sorry, timeout is called. And Wildcat Gymnasium is just standing on their feet right now. Oh my goodness, what a wild 30 seconds.
DJ blew by his man there to get, and then no one moved over to help on the defensive end for Trinity, and DJ was able to get the easy layup, and then the block there by Brandt. And all the momentum has shifted back towards Haven's side. And this place is loud right now.
I think there was at one point where you had the Knights student section, they were saying, we can't hear you. And I couldn't hear myself because the student section all the way across the court was saying that same chant so loud just a moment ago.
And a little bit ago, Haven's student section had no life, and you said they wanted something to cheer for, and they've gotten it so far.
Let's see how much more cheering's going to happen here. 50 seconds left to go. But hey guys, my prediction is that we don't have 50 seconds. This one's gonna be a knockout. This one's gonna be big. This one's gonna be huge. This one is gonna be for all the marbles. 50 seconds left to go, guys. Get up on your feet here. This is gonna be big. DJ Miller now, he picks up the inbound. Now it's Brant Sipe. And you got to think maybe foul. Sipe just deked a man out of his shoes here, and a foul has to happen here. And the Wildcats will go to the line. Two crucial free throws coming up for Dalton Schrog, and he's got a huge smile on his face right now.
And that last foul was on number 3, Trey Buckner, and that's his 4th, and the 19th foul for Trinity.
Misses on that one there. Now the Knights, they're gonna try to recoup and maybe get a bucket here. That one's a long distance 3, and a timeout will be instantly called.
For 3. Timeout Knights.
Oh man!
And you saw number 14 Westgard go down on the other end, and he's limping off the court, so he'll have to come out for an injury substitution.
And Westgard, he's been.
And it looks like they called there was no timeout call, but there was a timeout for injury apparently. Well, okay, so there was a time. So Trinity did call a timeout after that 3. So each team is left with 1 timeout left.
32 seconds, 1 point separates these two teams. I mean, I think I've said it so many times, but I don't think it can be overstated here. I mean, you know, this is a big 32 seconds left here, but there is also that chance that we get some overtime, but we'll have to see here. We started a little early. We could end a little late.
Yeah, and like I said a little bit ago, Haven could not let Trinity get a 3, and that's exactly what Haven let them do, and then cut this lead to 1. And free throws are going to be very, very big here down the stretch.
Guys, I don't think I can be able to do it justice. But let's let you hear Wildcat. Well, okay, it just started to die down here. When it gets loud again, we'll let you hear the Wildcat Gymnasium here. Sipe gives it over to Nash Ray. 30 seconds left to go. That one gets poked, and it's a foul on the Knights here, and that's going to be their 10th.
10, Drew Wurtenberger.
And that foul will go against number 10, Drew Wurtenberger, his first, and the 10th team foul, so that'll put Haven in the double bonus.
5, Nash Ray.
And so Nash will go to the line for 2 very big free throws. And you see number 14, Westgard, coming back into the game after limping off just a couple minutes ago.
The first one is a make, and that basically tells the Knights that they have to do a 3. You can hear it. You can hear it. You can feel it. Let's let you guys enjoy these last 30 seconds with Wildcat Gymnasium on its feet. Guys, I don't know about you. 15 seconds left to go. And they're going to go right back to the line. Another foul. This one's to seal the deal.
His second. At the line, shooting 2, number 23, DJ.
The first one is a miss for DJ. And a timeout is called here. All right. One more free throw for DJ. It's that big because he gets this, 4 points is the difference. What's going through the minds of the Wildcats right now?
You can't foul. If he misses this, you can't foul a 3-point shooter. But if he makes it, you definitely do not want. If he makes it, you can go ahead and foul and make them shoot 2, because then that'll put Trinity in the double bonus. But that would probably be the last option, is to foul Trinity. But you're assuming DJ will make this and put it at a 5-point game. but you cannot foul a three-point shooter here because you don't know, because he could hit the three and hit the free throw too, so make it a 4-point play. So Paramore's telling them to not foul.
There's a lot riding on this possession right here. The season is on the line. If you don't have goosebumps, you don't have a pulse.
All right, because I'm shaking right now.
DJ Miller had it. Let's let you guys enjoy this last 12 seconds. That's got to be it. Minute and 7 seconds left to go here.
Dalton for a travel there on the rebound.
And that one's over! Haven Wildcats will go on to Nickerson as they win it in a big way, 45 to 41! Woo! I don't think I could say that any louder. Oh my goodness! Like I said, if you did not have goosebumps, you did not have a pulse. And the Wildcats, they'll go on to play a top one here later in the week. It's on Thursday night. Go over to Nickerson and enjoy it because it's gonna be huge. Oh man. We gotta let this one seep in for a second here. Oh man, it's been a big, great, grand old season here, guys. Right here on the Wildcat Network.
For the Knights, Dylan Lear had 2.
We'll let the PA go through for a second.
9. Drew Wurtenberger had 9. Alexander Kristen Westgard had 4. Harvey Zimmerman 14 and Matt Draper 3. Scoring tonight for the Wildcats. Nash Ray had 4. Dalton Schrog 19. Trayton Yoder 2. Brant Syke 12. DJ Miller 6. David Yoder 2. Once again, congratulations to the Wildcats.
Big props to them, and if you get the chance, go out to Wichita-Trinity to watch the girls play here tomorrow night. But before we call it a night, though, let's go ahead and post game this here. I mean, my goodness, you were standing up.
No, I couldn't sit. Those type of games I can't sit down for.
Oh, thoughts on this one here, because they closed out in a big way.
What a thriller. I mean, Haven was down 2 at halftime, and it looks going into halftime like they had no life in them, and that they could get blown out here in the second half because they were allowing Trinity to hit all these threes, and especially coming out of halftime, Trinity lit them up with threes in the third quarter. But then entering the fourth, Haven was able to stop Trinity from hitting so many threes. They were able to face guard all those three-point shooters, and I think Trinity only made a couple threes in the fourth quarter, so Haven did a good job on the defensive end in that fourth quarter.
Oh man, it's a big one here, and I'm glad that we got to bring this to you guys all tonight and all season long, and football season and all that, and volleyball season as well. Next year we get the chance to do it all over again. We start off with volleyball and football once again, and then we'll have basketball and wrestling. But guys, I got to tell you though, I mean, I was telling you thank you earlier, and I also got to give got to give the shout outs to everybody who's been a part of this here. And I'm going to go ahead and roll the credits. You're going to see the names of everybody who's been a part of this, from the digital media students who set up and tear down on these mornings, to the camera operators, the that come out here. They volunteered their time. These are all students, by the way. I mean, they've done an amazing job every single game. It's been a wonderful season. And all that. And then, of course, our commentators. We had a few new ones that came in. We had a plethora of commentators for the Wildcat Classic. And, I mean, we're so happy that we got the chance to be able to bring this to you guys here. It's been a great one here. Garrett, thoughts on, thoughts to close out the season?
It's been one heck of a season for the Wildcats. They've had ups and downs, and then this game, they were able to pull out of this game with a win and move on to Nickerson on Thursday.
Guys, they go to Nickerson Thursday. The girls, if they win, they'll be at Nickerson on Friday. But tonight, with the exception of tonight's our last one, with the exception of concerts and, of course, graduation. And we couldn't have done this without all of you guys. This year was a milestone year for us. We crossed over 600 subscribers, and we'll be hoping to do some more here in the future. As we close off here, Garrett, do you have any shout outs or anything?
Just shout out to the team for being able to pull it off tonight, not let their season come to a disappointing end. They get to move on Thursday to Nickerson, and hopefully can move on even further in sub-state.
I got a big shout out here, a couple of them to you, Garrett, for all your help. To my students, who have been helping out all season long, to Haven High School, USD 312. All the admins that have been a part of this, Clark Weedle, Dwight Roper, who's been up here commentating. He commentated the championship game. We had Clark Weedle commentate a few games of the Wildcat Classic. To our freshman commentators who were up here, to, like I said, our admins. We had Travis Moore at the beginning of the school year, to Jared Kirkpatrick throughout this school year. Guys, one big shout out to all of you guys who have been following along all year long. It's been great. We love doing this, and we can't wait to do it again, guys. Until the next time, we're going to call it a night. And we will see you ready outside to meet you guys out in the Cat's Den. We'll see you later. Have a good one.